Once upon a time, in a land where the sun always shone and the skies were a clear blue, there was a peaceful village named Eldoria. The villagers were content and happy, but they had a special tradition that set them apart. Every year, they celebrated the Festival of Lights. During this festival, the villagers would light lanterns and release them into the sky, hoping to send their dreams and wishes to the stars. In the heart of Eldoria lived a young girl named Leora. She was known for her radiant smile and her love of stories. Leora had a special lantern, unlike any other. It had been passed down through her family for generations and was said to have magical properties. The lantern was adorned with intricate designs and a beautiful gem at its center that shimmered like a star. As the Festival of Lights approached, Leora was excited to celebrate and honor the tradition. But this year was different. Her grandmother, who had always told her stories about the lantern's magic, was too ill to attend the festival. Leora felt a pang of sadness and decided to make this year's festival extra special for her grandmother. On the evening of the festival, the village was alive with excitement. Lanterns of every shape and color filled the streets, and the air was filled with laughter and music. Leora carried her family lantern with care, its gem glowing softly in the twilight. When it was time to release the lanterns, Leora climbed to the top of a small hill where she could see the entire village. She carefully lit the lantern, and as the flame touched the wick, a gentle breeze carried it into the sky. But instead of rising steadily, the lantern wavered and began to drift off course, moving towards the dark and mysterious forest that bordered the village. Leora was worried. The forest was known for its secrets and was rarely ventured into by the villagers. Determined to retrieve her lantern, Leora set off towards the forest, following the faint glow of the drifting lantern. The forest was dense and shadowy, with ancient trees that seemed to whisper in the wind. As Leora ventured deeper, she felt a mixture of fear and wonder. The lantern's glow illuminated her path, leading her through tangled underbrush and overgrown trails. Suddenly, the lantern came to a halt in a small, enchanted clearing. In the center of the clearing was a grand, ancient tree with roots that twisted into intricate patterns. The lantern hovered in mid-air, its light casting an ethereal glow around the clearing. Leora approached the tree cautiously and noticed that the trunk had a hollow space. Inside the hollow was a curious sight, a small, delicate creature with wings like gossamer and eyes that sparkled like the stars. It was a fairy, and it seemed to be gently cradling the lantern. The fairy looked up at Leora with a gentle smile. "Welcome, brave one. I am Fae, the guardian of this forest. Your lantern's light has guided you here for a reason." Leora explained that she had come to retrieve the lantern to make her grandmother's festival special. Fae listened attentively and nodded. "The lantern's magic is linked to the heart of its bearer. It chose to come here because your wish is pure and selfless." Fae then told Leora that to unlock the lantern's true magic, she must offer something from her heart. She asked Leora to share a story or a memory that held great meaning for her. Leora thought about her grandmother and the stories she had shared with her over the years. With a heartfelt voice, she began to recount a cherished memory of her grandmother teaching her about the stars and how each star was a beacon of hope. As Leora spoke, the lantern began to glow brighter, and a warm, golden light filled the clearing. Fae took the lantern and waved her wand, and the light expanded, enveloping the entire forest. "The lantern's magic," Fae said, "is now awakened by your love and kindness. It will not only guide you home but also bring joy to your grandmother and your village." Leora thanked Fae and carefully took the lantern. The forest seemed to transform, with flowers blooming in a gentle, shimmering path appearing before her. Guided by the light of the lantern, Leora made her way back to the village. When she arrived, the villagers were amazed to see the lantern glowing so brilliantly. Leora shared her adventure and the story of the fairy with everyone. Her grandmother, though still ill, was touched by the story and the love that Leora had shown. The Festival of Lights that year was the most magical ever. Lanterns floated in the sky, their light mingling with the stars, and the village was filled with a sense of wonder and unity. The legend of Leora and the enchanted lantern became a cherished story, reminding everyone of the power of selfless love and the magic that lies within the heart. And so, Eldoria continued to celebrate the Festival of Lights with renewed joy and magic, thanks to a brave girl and a lantern that shone with the light of her pure heart. The end.